Right. Stamp. Buku-buku. Hello, hello. Hi everyone. Hari ini kita akan start learn together Minna no Nihongo from Nihongo, iaitu lesson 1 grammar. Nak review ke minggu lepas ni? Neh. Okay, tak apa. Kita continue je terus grammar 1. Tak tulis siap-siap. Lesson 1. And Nihongo. Shazwan, hello.
This is
Shazwan,
Minna no
kini
Nihongo
Shazwan.
Lesson 1 Grammar
Jom,
Explanation.
Nihongo.
I highly recommend that you check out the Minna no Nihongo Lesson 1 vocabulary list before you proceed in watching this video so you can familiarize yourself with the words that we are going to use in this lesson. Without further ado, let's begin. それでは始めましょう。
それでは始めましょう。
So for today's lesson, we would learn the following grammar points, and by the end of the lesson, you should be able to introduce yourself in Japanese. Our first grammar point is N1 wa N2 des. N1 is the subject or the topic of the sentence, followed by wa. This is the ha syllable, but since it is a particle, it is read as wa, and it is the topic marker of the sentence. Next, N2 describes N1, followed by the word desu or des. It is a Japanese copula which indicates that N2 is the predicate in the sentence. It describes N1. It also shows respect to the listener. So in Japanese, there's a formal way of talking and an informal way of talking. So one indicator of this is the word des. So des is the default, like in the middle word that shows politeness. If you're talking casually, des becomes da. So N1 wa N2 da. Or the most polite way of
Past
saying des
tense.
is de gozaimasu. Anyway, for this pattern, let's stick to des. So remember this pattern because this is the basic structure or order in constructing Japanese sentences. N1 wa, N2 des. Of course, N2 can be a verb, an adjective, or a noun. But remember this pattern because we would use this all throughout our lessons. So let's take a look at some examples. I am Rose. Of course, the first thing you would say aside from greeting is introducing yourself. So how do you introduce yourself? I am, and then your name. So
I
if
am
you checked out
Rose.
the vocabulary list for this lesson, you would know that I is watashi. Watashi. Rose in katakana is rose. Okay, so using the pattern above, let's make this into a full sentence. Watashi wa Rose desu. I am Rose. Very simple.
Watashi wa Rose desu.
Another example. Let's say I am a
Oh, another
Filipino.
example. Senang.
Again, I is watashi. A Filipino is Philippine Jin. So Philippine is Philippines. Jin is a suffix added to a country name to indicate that I am
Sekejap. Hilang.
a national of a certain country. So Philippine Jin. So if we say the full sentence, it's Watashi wa Philippine Jin desu. I am a Filipino. Okay, third example is Mr. De La Cruz is a teacher. So how do we say Mr. De La Cruz in Japanese? De la Cruz-san, De la Cruz-san,
Veracruz-san.
a teacher. So we are talking about another person, so we are
Sensei.
using the word sensei. If you are talking about
Ai
yourself,
ni
it's
kau
Hiroshi.
kau ni
Anyway, so let's make this a full sentence. Mr. De La
一
Cruz
緒に
is a
勉強しまし
teacher.
た。
De La
一緒に
Cruz-san
勉
wa
強します。
sensei desu. I hope this is clear.
デラクルザンさんは先生です。ああ、これね、シンプルで、これはシンプルでね。私は、フィリピン人で、デラクズ is a teacher. こんにちは、先輩。いやいやいや、先輩じゃないよ。ボス。私は先輩じゃない。私は、ビーナーです。一緒に勉強します。よろしくね。でらくるさん。Supaya oke kana? Kana oke dah.
Tak. Okey. Tulis romanji je.
Romaji tak apa. Aku dulu macam tu juga mula starting romaji. Lepas tu dah pandai kana, dah tak boleh dah romaji. Macam susah sikit. Dah biasa kira kana. Tapi itulah kalau kana untuk fokus untuk membaca dengan menulis lah. Kalau speaking, vocab dengan grammar. So kita fokus speaking, kita fokus vocab dengan grammar. Okay, korang dah yang ni?
Dah.
Alright.
So let's move on to the next one. Okay, the next one is the negative form of
Yes.
this. So the first sentence that we learned is the affirmative way, or stating something is something. And the negative form of this is N1 wa N2 ja arimasen. So it basically means N1 is not N2. So it's the opposite of the first one that we've learned. Ja arimasen is the negative form of this. So for writing in formal situation, instead of saying ja arimasen, we use dewa arimasen. For example, I am not Maria. Using the pattern, we can say this in Japanese. Watashi wa Maria ja arimasen. So if this is a positive or affirmative statement, it's watashi wa Maria desu. But since this is a negative statement, we say watashi wa Maria ja arimasen. I am not Maria. And then you can follow this by a positive statement, which is watashi wa Rose desu. I'm not Maria, I am Rose. Another example, Maria is not Japanese. Maria wa Japanese is Nihonjin.
Maria
And
wa
then followed by ja
Nihonjin ja
arimasen is
arimasen.
not. Maria wa Nihonjin ja arimasen. Maria is not Japanese. Another example, Miss Bonifacio is not a teacher. Bonifacio-san wa sensei ja arimasen. Bonifacio-san wa sensei ja arimasen.
Bonifacio-san wa sensei ja arimasen.
Okay, moving on. Sensei.
Okey, tutup mata. Tulis dulu sekejap. Watashi wa, hmm, ah, ah, eh, Maria, Japanese. Kau dah boleh tulis? Sania?
Aku ambil satu contoh yang paling senang lah. Lepas tu
Oh,
aku explain satu persatu.
kau tak salin semua lah.
No.
Kau suka. Ya. Ya. Korang faham kan yang part ni? Apa beza jari masin yang dia waris ni? Dia sama je. Tapi paling banyak orang pakai dewa rimas.
Dewa.
I'm not mistaken. Dewa rimasin formal. Kalau yang tak formal orang pakai nai. Janai. Jari masin jadi janai.
Baik.
Oh, tu yang aku pelik tu.
Yang tu tak formal. Yang dekat dengan member boleh lah. Dekat dengan member.
Janai atau Dewa arimasen.
Dewa rimasin still under polite. Kalau yang impolite bukan kurang ajar punya impolite lah. Dia macam informal lah kita panggil. Informal guna janai. Dia mesti naik belakang dia. Kunai, janai ada banyak lah. In the future korang akan familiar. Kenapa dia pakai kunai yang ni, kenapa dia pakai janai yang ni. Okay. Dah yang ni.
Dah.
Jarimasen. Okay, moving on to our third grammar point is how to make a question in Japanese. It's very easy. Like I said, remember the first pattern, N1 wa and
Yeah,
this,
casual.
because all you need to
Betul.
do is add
Pandai kau.
ka, and that makes the sentence into a question. So, is N1 N2? Let's take a look at this example. Is Mr. De La Cruz a teacher? So, using the N1 wa N2 this pattern, let's write De La Cruz-san wa sensei desu. This is the affirmative form of the sentence. If we want to make this a question, all we have to do is add ka at the end. The sentence now becomes, is Mr. De La Cruz a teacher? With a rising intonation. So how do you answer this question? So of course we answer this either by yes or no. Yes, Mr. De La Cruz is a teacher. Yes is hai. And then we just repeat our sentence above. De La Cruz-san wa sensei desu. So that's how we answer this question if it's a yes. If it's a no, the full sentence is no, Mr. De La Cruz is not a teacher. Iie, De La Cruz-san wa sensei ja arimasen. So using our grammar point number 2, we are stating that Mr. De La Cruz is not a teacher. Let's take a look.
Sama. Ni simple kan?
Yep.
Paling kerap dengar. Hai atau yeah. Hai is for yes. Kalau yeah is for no. Kalau ka, kalau macam ka, campur letak je kat mana, sentence dia akan jadi question.
We are stating that Mr. De La Cruz is not a teacher. Let's take a look at another example. Is that person Andrea? Okay, first let's use N1 wa N2 des pattern. That person is Andrea. Ano hito is
Ito,
that person.
Ah.
Ano hito wa Andrea desu.
ですか
That person is Andrea, or you
Andrea
can say
desu.
Andrea-san,
Hmm.
Miss Andrea. Ano hito wa Andrea desu. And to make this into a question, we add ka. Is that person Andrea? Again with a rising intonation. So, yes, that person is Andrea.
はい
Hai, ano hito wa
Ito
Andrea
nga,
desu.
Andrea desu.
If it's not, no, that
いえ
no,
あの人
that
は
person is not Andrea.
Iye,
釣り屋
Iie, ano hito wa
iye,
Andrea ja arimasen.
あじゃありませんあ
wacha
Okay, now
arimasu.
question ja arimasen.
Andrea wa, iye, ito wacha arimasu. Okay. So, ja arimasu ni guna untuk negatif kan?
Yes.
Ito.
Okay, now questions using interrogative word who. For example, we don't know the name and we want to ask, who is that person? So we use again N1 wa N2 pattern. So in this case, N1 is that person and N2 is who. So ano hito wa? Who in Japanese is donata
Dare,
or dare. Donata is the polite way of saying who, and dare is the normal way of saying who. So you can
ito.
use either donata or dare.
Ah,
On a daily conversation, it's okay to use dare. Ano hito wa donata desu
dare
ka? Who is that person?
desu
So
ka?
if we translate the sentence back into English, it literally goes like that person is who? Ano hito wa donata desu ka? So for
Ano
example,
ito
the
wa
answer is
donata desu ka?
that person is Mrs. De La Cruz. Ano hito wa Maria De La Cruz-san desu.
Ito
Okay,
wa
moving on. Our next Maria De La
Maria de la
Cruz-san
Cruz
desu.
Susande.
Okay,
Uyo
moving
panjangnya
on.
mo.
Our next grammar is N1 mo N2 desu. So this means N1 is also N2. Mo is also.
And what?
So for example, our sentence is
Mo
James is an engineer.
into
James
this.
wa engineer desu. And we want to say that Anthony is also an engineer. So we say Anthony mo. So we replace wa with mo. Engineer desu. Anthony mo engineer desu. Anthony is also an engineer. Another example, if you want to say I am also an engineer, you say watashi mo. So you don't have to
Watashi
repeat
mo.
engineer desu because it is already implied. Watashi mo. Me too.
Info.
Our next already implied. What
え
Let me.
Engineer. James. Oh, panjang. Katakana ada. James. Wah.
もとjuga lah
Ah, juga. Atau dalam English tu
Also.
also. So boleh tu. So boleh. Engineer de. Okay.
OK
Kantan
Watashi
desu
mo.
ne. Kore.
Me too.
3つ
Watashi
Our
mo.
next grammar point is N1 no N2. So this grammar pattern has many uses. So we'll focus on this one, N2 of N1. So let's look at this example. Anthony is an
No.
IBM
Ano?
employee. So IBM is N1, employee is N2. Anthony wa, so again, N1 wa, N2 this. But this time, N2 is N1, no N2. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, Anthony wa IBM no shain desu. Anthony is an IBM employee. Employee of IBM. Anthony is an employee of IBM. Anthony wa IBM no shain desu.
Anthony-san wa IBM
Another
no
example is
shain desu.
James is a student of Manila University. Our N1 is Manila University and our N2 is a student. So let's construct the sentence. James wa or James-san wa Manila Daigaku
James-san wa
Manila University no
Manila Daigaku
gakusei desu.
no
So
gakusei desu.
James is a student of Manila University. James wa Manila Daigaku no gakusei desu. Lastly is the James wa
Ni paling banyak lah korang akan jumpa dalam yang banyak kan no. Dia of something. And no. In di mana
Dah.
buaya tempat ini wa Manila Daigaku no gakusei desu. Okay. Dan tupai dah?
Kejap.
Boleh.
Yang ni confuse sikit.
Yang mana? Yang atas bawah? Dua-dua?
Dua-dua.
Dia no ni dia macam dia of something. Dia tak boleh IBM employee kan. IBM Syain dia macam tak boleh lah. Dia macam pelik lah. So dia kena ada no punya grammar. IBM no Syain. Dia tak boleh dalam satu ayat tu dia bersambung.
Okay.
Sebab dua benda ni benda lain, Manila University lain, student pun lain. So jadi ayat dia James wa Manila Daigaku, dia jadi terbalik tau. Manila Daigaku dia pun is dia punya dia selalu verb tu dekat verb atau noun. James wa Manila Daigaku no gakusei desu.
Okay dah.
Okay.
Okay.
Tu. Macam S in term of English grammar. Betul-betul. Kepekaan. Apa yang Tupai cakap dia possession Possession yang tu. Dalam English.
Dalam English,
Ah.
apostrophe.
Apostrophe. Kepunyaan kan. Yang ni lah ayat dia.
Oh.
Kampus. Contoh lagi.
Manila Daigaku no gakusei desu. Lastly is the word Manila Daigaku
Contoh lagi.
no gakusei desu. Lastly is the word san. So
Session.
this is used to show respect. Basically,
San.
it is the equivalent
Sekai.
of honorific titles such as
Sekai desu.
Mr., Mrs., or Miss in English.
Sekai desu.
So let's take a look at this example. This is Mr. Anthony Mabini. こちらは Anthony Mabini さんです。Okay, so this is an example of when you are introducing someone to another person. こちら is the polite way of saying これ or this. こちらは Anthony Mabini さんです。or この人は this person is Mr. Anthony Mabini. Another example, that person is Miss Aguinaldo. あの人は Aguinaldo さん
こちらは
です。
ソニ
So
ーマ
whether
ビ
it's
ー
female,
さん
male, again,
で
Mr.,
す。
Mrs., Miss, they're all the same. You only need one word for this in Japanese, and that is san. Another example is, how old are you, Mr. Mabini? Or how old are you? If you're talking to a person named Mr. Mabini, Mabini-san wa oikutsu or nansai. So this is how old in Japanese. Desu ka? So you know that you in Japanese is anata, but when you're not very close to someone you're talking to, you address them with their names. So in this case, even though you're talking directly to Mr. Mabini, you still call them by their name, like a third person. So Mabini-san wa nansai desu ka? So Mr. Mabini, how old are you? In my experience, you can attach san to first name or last name. If the other person introduced themselves to you using their last name, so of course you will address them using their last name. For example, Suzuki desu. I am Suzuki. So you call them Suzuki-san. But if they introduce themselves to you using their first name, for example, they feel comfortable with you and they want you to call them by their first name, Yuki, for example, it is still best to add san when you're talking to them, even though it's their first name. Unless you're very close, you can drop the san and just call them by the first name, Yuki, if you're really close. Otherwise, still use san, whether it's the first name or the last name. Still,
こちら selalu guna untuk apa?
This untuk apa? Menunjukkan seseorang
Oh,
dekat dengan speaker. Dekat dengan speaker tapi jauh daripada listener. Tahu apa tu? Jauh daripada speaker, dekat dengan speaker.
Speaker
Tahu.
tu apa dia?
speaker orang tua.
Orang yang contoh macam kita kan, kalau kita yang tengah cakap, kita speaker. Kalau macam
Aku terfikir speaker kau dengar tu.
bukan. Kalau macam sono ada beza. Sono soko that way. Sono macam there. Sono dia jauh daripada speaker dengan listener. Macam tu. So macam korek dia
Dekat lah.
dekat dengan speaker.
Kalau ayah itu tu sejauh lah. Dia. Macam dia tu. Dia orang.
Tapi kita akan belajar juga benda tu. Rasa lesson berapa? 2-3 lesson tu lah. Awal. Suara aku clear lah.
Yes.
Suara aku macam orang demam kan. Aku rasa suara aku macam pecah. Semalam
Aduh,
lelaki cakap.
sama je.
Ya. Semalam lelaki cakap aku baru wakil balik. Baru mari. Okay. Yang ni senang lah. Yang ni just tambah sign je untuk nama orang tu.
Okay.
Tupai-san. Kochira wa Tupai-san desu.
Oikotsu tu guna waktu bila? Dengan ansai tu.
Koikutsu? Oikutsu.
Oikotsu.
Oikutsu tu untuk formal. Macam kalau ataupun orang tua kan. Macam tanya atuk-atuk kan. Oji-chan wa oikutsu desu ka? Macam tu. Kalau nansai macam Steve okay je actually pakai nansai.
Okay.
Tapi lebih bagus kalau kita pakai okutsu. So orang tua tu lagi respect kita lah.
Okay.
Ni okay.
Okay.
Use san, whether it's the first name or the last name. Okay, so how
How to
do you
introduce
introduce
yourself
yourself in Japanese?
in Japanese?
Okay,
Hajime
if you
mashite.
went over to our vocabulary list, you would
Namaste.
encounter these words.
Hajime
Okay,
mashite.
self-introduction. In Japanese, self-introduction is jiko shokai. So,
Chiko
is
shokai.
self. Shokai is introduce. So, self-introduction, jiko shokai. Usually, when you are
Chiko
new in a
shokai.
company or at a new workplace or at school, they would actually ask you to do a jiko shokai or to introduce yourself. So, how do you do this? The first word you will say is hajimemashite. So this means
Hajime
how do you
mashite.
do? But literally it's like for the first time. Hajimemashite. Usually you say this and then bow, or you can say this while bowing. So hajimemashite, and then tell them your name. Watashi wa, for example, Maria de la Cruz desu. Watashi wa Maria de la Cruz desu. I am Maria de la Cruz. Another way of saying des or watashi wa Maria de la Cruz des is instead of des, you use tomoshimasu. Tomoshimasu is much more polite way of introducing yourself. And then followed by dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. So this means pleased to meet you or please be nice to me. So this is the basic way of introducing yourself in Japanese. はじめまして。私はマリア・デラクルスです。どうぞよろしくお願いします。Okay, so you can make it very simple or you can add more. For example, you want to say,
Dia introduce full
I
name
am a Filipino. You want to say, you want to tell them your nationality. 私は Philippine 人です。
Watashi wa
Or
Philippine
you
jin
can drop
desu.
私は and just say Philippine 人です。Because you started with 私は Maria de la Cruz です。Philippine 人です。So it's already implied that you're talking about yourself. So you can remove the subject, which is 私 or 私は。Another way of saying your nationality is, of course, telling them where you're from.
Philippine
In this
kara
case,
kimashita.
Philippine kara kimashita.
Watashi wa tu
I
mula-mula je
am
dah
from the
guna.
Philippines. So again, you don't have to say
Watashi wa tu better sekali ya. Lepas tu terus kalau buat dia macam karangan ya. Terus buang je. Itu lagi came from. I came from Philippines.
Apa beza sama je maksud dia? Yang atas
Yang
tu
mana?
saya
Yang
Filipino.
atas dia optional.
Saya asal daripada Filipino.
Yang atas saya orang Filipin. Yang bawah saya datang daripada Filipin. Tapi dua-dua menunjukkan yang kita ni orang Filipin lah. Contoh ayat ni.
watashi wa because it is already implied in the sentence. So, 私はマリア・デラ・クルスです。フィリピンから来ました。
Philippine kara kimashita.
And you can also tell them what you
Okasan
do.
kara
If you're
kimashita.
a student or if you work, you can tell
Daigaku
them.
desu.
In this example, I am a student. 大学生です。I am a student. So, again, let's go over our basic self-introduction. はじめまして。私はマリア・デラ・クルスです。 フィリピン人です。私は大学生です。どうぞよろしくお願いします。Okay, let's do some simple conversation practice. The first is introducing yourself. So I am A and you practice. よろしくお願い
Ini karaoke. Ada Shisuman ga arimasu ka?
半々半々。
Nai? Oh,
します。
good, good.
Okay, let's do some simple conversation practice. The first is introducing yourself. So I am A and you will be B. So please fill in the
自己紹
necessary
介を
information
お
and
願いし
then
ます。
see if you can introduce yourself in Japanese. Okay, let's begin. 自己紹介をお願いします。
ああ、Kupai favorite kau. Dozo. Kupai-san, dozo yoroshiku. 自己紹介です。
Oh,
How do you
Konnichiwa.
do?
Oh, it's
Ah,
bien.
how do you do? I'm Tupai-san, blah, blah, blah. I'm from Malaysia.
私はトペ
Eh,
です。Okay.
yang first time tu?
Ah?
Yang first time jumpa, guna apa?
Oh, はじめまして。
Ah,
私はトペです。
hmm,
マレーシアから来ました。
hmm.
どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Oh, sugoi, sugoi. Betul, betul,
Power.
betul. Gila.
Jadi, langsung baca je buat.
Ya tu. Okay, nak try?
Tak nak. Aku tak nak.
Tak nak.
Boleh. Tak nak. Orang memandang.
Memandang. Hai, hai.
Kita tak nak buat.
Watashi wa Kaguya-san desu. Kaguya-san. Kaguya desu.
Okay, so I hope you were able to
Malaysia
introduce yourself
in
in
desu.
Japanese. Another
どうぞよろ
example
しくお願い
is
します。
when you're in a casual setting and you meet
The
someone
best.
new and they ask you for your name. Okay, try to fill in the B part and I will read the A part.
Okay, aku jadi A. Kage. Kau jadi B.
Oh, tak nak. Tak nak suara.
Tapi kau dah bersara. Shisure desu ka? Shisure desu ka? Omae wa?
Kejut aku.
Oh, yelah. Kau lah. Kau guna yang B. I'm Kage Azuki. Dalam Jepun apa?
Wah, Kaguya Ziki-san desu.
Kage Azuki desu. Dia tak boleh dua tau. Dia tak boleh Kage Azuki-san desu. Dia macam pelik.
Oh,
Dia guna,
tak dua.
dia,
Boleh kalahkan tirisan.
apa dia,
Hmm.
Hah?
apa tu?
Baik, pecah.
Boleh gelarkan diri San ke? San tu macam
Kalau pakai desu lah kalau kita cakap diri sendiri.
okay.
Dia tak pakai san pun. Melainkan tingkat orang lain baru dia pakai san. Kalau sendiri dia macam des lah.
Necessary yourself. Okay, another example is when you're in a casual setting and you meet
Watashi
someone
wa
new
Kage
and they
Azuki
ask you for
desu.
your name. Okay, try to fill in the B part and I will read the A part.
Ya. Tapi kenapa dia pakai des? San des. Sebab last time aku belajar, sensei aku cakap pakai des je. Kena buang san. Mai, whatever.
Let's begin. 失礼ですが、お名前は
Maria san desu.
マリアさんです
Kalau
か
Oh, okay, faham. Kira yang Maria san desu ka ni sebab apa? Aku A kan? Maria tu B kan?
kalau yang B yang first tu, kalau aku cakap jawab watashi wa namae wa tope desu. Betul ke?
Kan kayak watashi no namae wa.
Oh, watashi no namae wa.
Kau tolong San is for referring another person. Unless you are talking about what to call yourself to others. Ah,
Person.
Soka. No, it's your first name. Maria-san desu ka? Hai, so desu.
Okay, that's it for today.
Maria-san, Maria-chan de yondei. Maria-san to Maria-chan de yondei. Itu ya. Maria-san, Maria-chan. Cik, Maria-chan digelar ini. Perempuan boleh lah, lelaki macam very kun de. Yay. Wah.
Tapi itulah
Tupai
Berry.
kun.
Berry bukan nama perempuan dia.
Itu lah tu.
Watashi no tu maksud dia? Watashi.
Watashi no namae wa.
Apa beza watashi no dengan watashi wa?
Itu macam apa? Kan kau cakap tadi kau nak guna namae wa juga kan? So, kena pakai watashi no namae. I am. Lepas tu, of my name. Tupai.
No tadi off. Aku lupa.
No tu off. So, kena pakai watashi no namae wa. Okay.
Okay, that's it for today's lesson.
Ui,
I hope you guys
laju.
enjoyed this video. And
Last
thank you so
time
much for
10.
watching.
Hari ni
If you
lagi.
have any questions regarding this lesson, please comment down below and I will try to answer your questions. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ja, Minna. Daijoubu? Minasan daijoubu desu ka?
大丈夫だよ。大丈夫。
Kau-san say, watashi no is my name is. But watashi wa is I am. Watashi no namae wa my name is. And watashi wa I am. Soka. Arigato, Kau-san. So, tupai okay? Yang ni.
Okay.
Grammar satu.
Okay.
Banyak basic kan, simple. Banyak yang dah selalu dengar, mesti selalu dengar lah. Yang ni satu ni.
Saya dengar tapi baru tahu maksud dia apa.
Ya, itu dia. It's helping. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
Ja, kalau semua orang okay, kita akan end stream. Thank you, viewer chat-san. Arigato, Minna, arigato. Thank you for watching. Thank you for chatting and everything. See you guys in next. Maybe I'll be streaming game, or maybe I will be streaming Minna no Nihongo lesson 2 for vocabulary. Ja.